ProPokemon videos are brought to you by ProPokemon.com. Check out our website for Pokemon articles, interviews and personal deck help. ProPokemon YouTube videos are sponsored by the ProPokemon store. Get access to restricted information and strategy, as well as private one-on-one poker classes from some of the best players in the world, with over $40,000 in prize support won between them. For a limited time, the first 250 sales from the ProPokemon store will include an entry into our draw to win a brand new black and white Emerging Powers booster box. Hey guys, and welcome to the second ProPokemon YouTube video. Today I'm going to be looking at the US Nationals, seeing what won, who won, and in general what the new format is like. You can probably tell from my accent, but I'm from the UK and didn't play in the US Nationals this year. Luckily, there's been a ton of second-hand information on the internet which I've been able to find, from websites like the Top Cut and Poker Scoop, to speaking to friends at the event. The US National Championships got even bigger this year, with over 1,500 players battling it out to become the US National Champion. Unfortunately, due to a lack of interest, I'm unable to cover what happened in the junior and senior age divisions. The Masters division was huge, but the best players rose to the top really quickly. The top four consisted of previous US National Champion Puka with Donphan Yamega Zorak, number 1 ranked in the US Jason Harry with Yamega Magnezone, eventual winner Justin Sanchez also with Yamega Magnezone, and ProPokemon writer and regional champion Dylan Lefevre with Yamega Kingdra. Aside from the Canadian National Championships, the US Nationals were one of the first major tournaments to use the Heart Gold Soul Silveron format. Judging by what people have said, and my own testing results, it's not as good as we first thought. Coin flips decide the majority of games, especially those which choose who goes first. A small survey which was carried out on Hey Trainer, with people recording how often they won or lost, going first or second, showed that the person going first has a 70 to 80% chance of eventually winning that game, which is pretty sickening. The coin flip issues don't stop there, with Pokemon Reversal and Baby Pokemon, which inflict a sleep special condition on themselves, also popular. Justin Sanchez beat Puka in the top 2 to become the US National Champion, and surprise surprise, the winner was chosen by coin flips. Some heads on Pokemon Reversal decided game 1, with Puka going 1-0 up. Justin Sanchez was able to choose to go first in the second game, and with Puka missing 3 Pokemon Reversals to become US National Champion for the second time, Justin tied it up at 1-1. Puka had a chance to donk Justin in the third game, using plus power twice before attacking with Zora. Heads, he knocks out Justin's lone Yanma and wins the game. Tails, and the top 2 is still very much open. He misses the flip and time is eventually called while both players are within a baby war. The deciding factor again comes down to some Tyrogue coin flips, and both players flip heads, allowing Justin to knock out Puka's Tyrogue and win the tournament. It's easy to assume that Justin didn't deserve to win, but anyone who progressed that far would have benefited from a lot of luck on their part over the last few days. Coin flips make this format, and luckily for Justin, they paid off. Justin won with a deck which saw a lot of play during the tournament, Yamega Magnezone. As opposed to the hype Magnezone Ember, Yamega being a stage 1 helped the deck to quickly disrupt the opponent and hit for damage more quickly as well as consistently. Pokemon Reversal helped to disrupt the opponent and take cheap prizes, and when Pokemon Reversal failed, its second attack allowed the user to snipe any baby Pokemon on the opponent's bench. Magnezone Prime gives the deck a draw engine, helps the user to match hand size with the opponent, to not need energy for Yamega thanks to its Pokebody, and gives it a hard hitter considering Yamega can't one-hit KO most stage 1 or stage 2 Pokemon in the format. Yamega also took care of Magnezone's fighting weakness, thanks to its own fighting resistance, and gave the deck a better chance against cards like Donphan Prime. Another bonus of the deck is Yamega not needing energy to attack, meaning Magnezones can be built up on the bench before being able to hit for huge amounts of damage. Puka placed second, using Yamega Prime as well, but pairing it instead with Donphan and Zorak. Donphan is another card that loves Pokemon Reversal, and it made Puka very likely to hit either a turn 2 Donphan or Yamega and to quickly disrupt the opponent. Yamega and Donphan both took care of different problems, with Yamega giving the options I discussed before, and giving fighting decks in particular problems. Lightning type cards like Zekrom or Magnezone Prime, which could knock out Yamega Prime in one hit, could be taken care of by Donphan Prime, which could wall with its Pokebody and hit them back for their weakness. The main problem with rush decks like this is when the opposing deck gets set up and can begin to one-hit KO whatever you send out, it can be quite difficult to find the last couple of prizes to take. Zoroark helped to solve this problem and was pretty easy to set up. Foul play allowed it to copy the opponent's Pokemon's attack, meaning it could usually return the KO on them. Zoroark allowed Puka to take the last couple of prizes, which can usually be pretty difficult to find, and to see out all the games comfortably. The final deck I'm going to cover is Yamega Prime with Kingdra Prime, a deck Dylan Lefevre used to get into the last four, and the deck that also placed second at the Canadian Nationals a week earlier. The synergy between these two cards evaded a lot of people, but it's actually a really cool deck that is a lot of fun to play. Yamega Prime, as I discussed before, offers great disruption and cheap prizes early game with Pokemon Reversal. The trouble with this strategy is it usually burns out towards the end stages of a game, and it can be pretty difficult to take the last few prizes you need. Luckily, this deck has a built-in strategy to help cope with that. Yamega Prime can spread 40 damage onto any Pokemon with linear attack. Kingdra Prime Spray Splash helps to replace any damage which is needed and put most Pokemon within range, which usually requires 50 to 60 damage on them. At this point, Jirachi from Unleash can de-evolute multiple Pokemon and give the user several prize cards in one turn. This helps the deck to get the last few prizes it needs, and if that Pokemon had a rare candy used in it, the opponent is forced to find another to use it again. A tech Dylan ran in his list was Blissey Prime. I always felt that Blissey had potential, but never really saw much play. Its Poké Power removes damage from one of your Pokemon in return for discarding any energy attached to it. Dylan used Blissey Prime to help keep Yamega around for longer and to make it more difficult for the opponent to knock it out. So what's the final verdict in US Nationals? To me it seems pretty evident that what we saw played will also be popular for the Last Chance Qualifier and the World Championships. We have a really limited card pool right now, so most decks will have already been discovered at this point. Yamega Prime makes a case for being the best card in the format, with all decks placing in the top 4 using it along with Pokemon Reversal as an early game disruption. I think that anybody wishing to play Yamega Magnezone should do so. It has really great matchups across the board and has proved that it can go the distance in large tournaments. I also feel that Stage 1 rush decks, like what Puka played, can make a solid choice. Going first especially, they typically hit a turn 2 KO and quickly put the opponent into a bad position. Running several different Pokemon lines helps to cope with all the decks in the format right now, and the consistency within it is pretty high. My final suggestion would be to try an anti-metagame deck, focused on shutting down what you expect to see play. Vileplume immediately comes to mind, stopping decks from using Rare Candy, Junk Arm, and Pokemon Reversal, to just mention 3 huge cards. Pairing it with a Pokemon is pretty difficult. You need something that doesn't need many resources, since your main aim must be setting up a turn 2 Vileplume. Run Sage's Training and Professor Juniper to quickly mill through your deck, Mew Prime to send a Jump Bluff or Crobat Prime to the Lost Zone and hit for high damage quickly, and you'll have something similar to what I'm testing at the moment. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any thumbs up or subscriptions would be really appreciated, since they help me to continue to make these videos. Thanks for watching.